everyone, it's Traci from Downward Dog Rising, and I am going to give you a lower body yoga workout tonight. So this will feel good if you're a runner. I ran on the beach today and Sunday barefoot, so I'm going to give you a little workout that will help you stretch your lower body muscles if you feel tight, either in your hip flexors, your quads, your hamstrings. This workout will help you unwind a bit. All right, so let's get started. I'm gonna have you sit in your Dandasana staff pose. So you're gonna start off sitting on your mat, and I'm gonna have you extend your legs straight in front. And you want to just feel like you're elongating your spine up. So you're going to inhale, sit tall, and then exhale. Take an inhale here, hands to sky, exhale 2 more times, deep inhale. Exhale 1 more time. I want you to take a deep inhale and exhale. Awesome. Elevate your heart, hip hinge over the thighs, reach for your shins, your ankles, maybe your feet. And then I want you to keep lengthening your spine as you stretch over the front of your thighs. Stay here. This is also caterpillar and yin yoga. We're breathing in and then exhaling. Soften into your stretch. Feel how you're going into the backs of those thighs. Make that commitment to yourself. Feel the stretch. Almost going to the very edge. You can't go any deeper, you can't go any further, and then you're going to stop and you're going to hold that stretch and just breathe into it. Inhale, exhale. Feel how there's a calming, cooling effect. As we hinge forward, it opens up the back of your spine, so it feels really good on the low back as well. Breathe in, breathe out. It's like you're pulling your heart through the arms as you hinge over the front of your thighs. Breathing in, breathing out. You want to stretch out the lumbodorsal fascia here along the low back, below the rib cage, before the iliac crest, before the back of the pelvis starts. Breathe in, breathe out. Go a little deeper if you can. You'll feel the give. You'll be able to go into it even more as you feel that give. Take another deep inhale here. One more time. Deep inhale. And slowly rising up. Shake out those knees. All right, we're now gonna open the front of our spine by just lifting up into a reverse plank. So when you do your reverse plank, I want you to feel your glutes at the very top. It's gonna be helpful to feel them engage. Press through the backs of the thighs, down through the heels. Lift your heart. Spread collarbones wide. Unweight the shoulders. Press from below, under the armpits, down into your palms. And then from here, I want you to lift up, press your hips to sky, and you're just taking it up into a little reverse plank. Stay here and breathe. Breathing in, breathing out, tighten your core in, lift pelvis. Feel chest open, inhale, exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathing in, exhale, one more. Slowly lower down, awesome. Next exercise that I want to do with you, we're going to do, I'd like to do half a shoelace next. So we're going to do half a shoelace. So go ahead, grab your ankle, place your knee. You're going to fold that leg in. And maybe start just by placing each hand under your bottom knee. And then I want you to elevate, lengthen your spine, flex your foot, flex both feet actually. And then you're just gonna sit tall, lift and lengthen. It's like your entire spine's lengthening. Equal weight through each half of your pelvis, flex feet. Just inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. Ribs expand, ribs knit. Just soften into your stretch. You're not fighting anything. As you feel your hips release, if you want to go a little deeper, you could take your hands from under this knee joint, and then you can hinge. Grab your shin, your ankle, lift your heart, and take it over the thighs again. That way we get deeper into your hamstring, your low back, and you're also going to be stretching into your lateral hip and glute. And inhale and exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. So I do hour runs on the beach barefoot, but I realize if I try to do it every day in a row, I have not enough time to recover, and then my bones and joints and everything aches and my feet hurt. Why am I telling you this? Because you start to learn that your rest time, your downtime is just as important as the effort that you put into something. So if I were to run every day for an hour on the beach, no shoes on, then my body's gonna take a beating. Even though it's sand, it's softer than asphalt or concrete. If I don't listen to my body, then I will pay consequences. So I'm just sharing that with you. So when you feel like, oh, my ankles hurt, my bottoms of my feet feel bruised. Oh, but if I take a day off in between, that pain goes away and I don't feel anything, and then I can run the next day. So you just make observations and scale back when your body tells you to do so. And then that way, you're also building up for longevity, building up long term, because my body will adjust as time goes on and I give it time and space. I'm training myself how to effectively run in the sand barefoot, and then my body will adapt. So you just have to learn how to adapt, how not to push too hard, and that applies also for yoga. Listen to your body. When you feel a give, then you go deeper. Yin is about not forcing. You kind of allow. As it comes, you allow it in, kind of. All that talking in the stretch, my body just dropped over the legs without trying. And that's kind of what you're looking for. It just naturally releases as you hold in a position and breathe. Just go into it. Breathe. Make it yours. One more deep inhale. And slowly rise up the spine. Give your knees a little shake out for real quick. And they're going to do that with our other leg. So I'm just going to face this direction. So I'm going to take the opposite leg. I'm going to take my ankle. I'm going to crisscross that right knee. This time you're going to get into your right hip and glute. And then the lateral hip, I'm going to flex this foot just to give space in here, protect the knee, and then also flexing this foot. Take both hands maybe under your bottom knee, and you're going to sit tall. Give some support under that knee. And we're just breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale, breathing in, breathing out. So you're just feeling that deep stretch, breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale. So going into our half shoelace. Gomukhasana, cow face. Just keep breathing into your stretch. Once you feel that hip give a little bit more, lengthen spine. Maybe take hands out from under the knee now. And you're going to hinge a little deeper over your leg. Maybe grab your foot and just breathe. You're going to feel a stretch across your low back, side of your hip, lateral glute, hamstring. Go deeper into your stretch. Breathing in, breathing out. Feel like you're opening up space across your low back, elongating the spine, inhaling and exhaling, breathing in, breathing out again. It's relaxing on our spine as we stretch forward. It's opening the vertebra apart in our back. Relaxing our body. Breathing in, breathing out. Two more deep inhales. Gently rise up, top the head away from tailbone. Bend both knees. And then from here, I'm going to ask you to do this little windshield wiper just to release your hips. Awesome. Feel that right in the crease, right in the front of that hip and thigh. Ooh, right over the side of your hip. All right. Okay, what do I want you to do next? I'm going to ask you to just come down for a second, lie on your mat. I'm not going to take you into wheel right now, but I'm just going to give you a little stretch that would lead you into a wheel to stretch your upper, middle, back, and your shoulders. And then we're going to do another lower body stretch, asana. So what I want you to do, your arms are straight over your shoulders. Start to bend your elbows. And I want you to start to bring your hands behind the top of the shoulders and just slowly press palms against the mat. And then I want you to inhale, exhale, and just gently start to push into your hands. Arch the center of your back between the shoulder blades a little tiny bit. Press into palms, and then gently release. And then we're going to do that 3 more times just to get our middle back to open a little. Arms bend, place palms against the mat. Your elbows are close to ears, your hands are close to the ears. Just gently start to lift your heart, tighten the core in, lift your heart, elevate middle back off mat, and then gently come back. All right, just want to get your middle back to stretch a little bit with the low back supported. 2 more. Bend. Reach fingertips down under the earlobes. Press palms firm in mat. Elbows close to ears. Lift up a baby bit. Feel that stretch. Cross upper mid back. Release. We just have 1 more of these. Bend your arms. Place palms firm into mat. Your fingertips are reaching towards front of shoulders. Push into the arms a little more this time. Lift your heart. And gently lower down. Now we're just going to hug our knees into our chest. So that'll just give you some space in your back, middle back. If it's within your practice, it doesn't bother your low back, gently rock side to side across the low back now for a moment. Excellent. Inhale. Draw abdominals in, nod your chin, and then slowly we're just going to roll up. Next, what I want you to do, let's go into our full shoelace on each side. So first side, I did left leg, then I did right. So I'm gonna have my left leg on top, and then we'll switch it. So for shoelace, you're gonna bend. So this is going to be really intense for me. Some of you, it might be intense for you too. Just go with it. Just wherever you can grab your 2 ankles. Place that top knee over the bottom knee. Woo! And this is where I'm at. Breathing in, breathing out. So I'm gonna try to flex my feet a little bit, just to open up my hips, protect my knees. I'm just gonna sit tall for a moment. Just breathe, I'm not gonna force it. It's gonna get really deep into those hip creases. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's ready to leap through the ceiling because of the feeling it's giving in the hips right now. Just go with it, breathe into it. You're not alone. There's others of us out there. I feel like this is super duper intense, like beyond. So keep going with it. Again, there's plenty of us out there that feel it with you just as much, if not more. Breathing in and then breathing out. Just hang here for a moment. It'll get better. You're just breathing into it. It'll get better before you know it. I'll sneak up on you. Time, effort, patience, and the breath. That's what's going to help in this moment. Breathing in and breathing out. Just inhaling and exhaling, acknowledging where you're at here now. You're on your mat. Getting rid of anything that is trapped in your cells, in your muscles. Breathing in, breathing out. You'll feel lighter after this. Got rid of that tense energy. Sink down into the bottom of those sits bones. Just feel like you're rising up the spine through the top of your head. So if you want to go a little deeper, stretch all the way up the spine. You're going to feel how there's a crease at the top of your hips and thighs. And you're just going to kind of lean forward a little bit, going a little deeper into the stretch. And stay here and breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. It will get better. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale. The heat is building up. I was freezing when I started, and I can feel the heat generating. Breathing in, breathing out. From the center, radiating outward. Use the breath. Inhale into any tense areas. If you'll give, go a little more. Breathing in, breathing out. Go a little deeper. I'm going to take one more inhale. Lengthen all the way up. Gently release your legs. Ooh. Shake them out for a moment. And we're going to switch sides then. All right. So left leg I had on top before, so now I'm going to have the right leg go on top. So I'm just going to take my ankles, bend the knees. So you're just trying to get as centered as you can, and don't worry if you can't quite center. Sometimes one side's going to be tighter. You're going to feel an uneven pull. When you're feeling that, what I'd like for you to think of is equal weight. Your pelvis has two halves. We have two sits bones. Make sure you're not like leaning. See if you could just drop into the bottom of your pelvis and just kind of settle in for a moment. And I'm just gonna kind of slide this foot out a little bit because this one doesn't want to come in. So I'm just trying to get a little more level, a little more even. Flex your feet to really open those hips a little bit more. And just stay here, sit tall. We're just gonna breathe. It might be super intense, just stay with it. It's intense, I know. Just keep breathing, go into it. Breathing in and breathing out. You're acknowledging the tension. You're aware of it. Just breathe. Learning to live with it. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale and exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. You'll feel that crease right in front of the hips. Start to give in a little bit. Keep going into it a little deeper. Just settle in to feeling unsettled. That's what I like to think of it. It's not always comfortable, but you're being all right with sitting in it when it's not quite all that comfortable. And just by doing that, you'll notice it gets to be more comfortable. So give it time. Give it some patience. Give it some awareness and some breath. You'll have the right mix. You'll notice it's not as intense or as noticeable as when you first sat down here. So then, you can go a little deeper. Lengthen up, breathe in, and then you're going to gently start to hip hinge forward a little bit. Stretching over. Breathe in, breathe out. Go a little deeper, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Take the breath into the tension. Use the breath as a vehicle. Take it into the tension. carry out the impurities, the toxins out of there every exhale. Maybe go a little deeper if you feel that give a little more. Going a little deeper. Inhaling and exhaling, go a little deeper. Let's take one more deep inhale here. And slowly we're going to lengthen up carefully. Woo. Undo those legs. It's going to feel a little tight in there when you first release them. And then our knees are going to be side by side, legs together. And again, ooh, roll across the sides of those hips right now. Oh, yes. It's going to feel really nice in there. Across the edges of your glutes. There you go. Inhale, exhale. Excellent. All right. So this next exercise, I want to get into your quad muscle, the front of your thigh, and then a little bit into the front of your hip. Okay, so let's just swing those legs behind us. And then we're going to come all the way down onto our mat. And I'm not kneeling yet. My knee is healing because I busted it open last Thursday. Still have Band-Aids across it, little butterfly Band-Aids. All right, so let me see if you could see what my legs are doing. They're side by side. And I want you to feel how your tailbone is gonna lengthen away from you. And you keep the low back lengthened by stretching your tailbone long. You want your hip bones down on the mat. And then what I want you to do here, you're gonna come all the way down and just rest your forehead on the backs of your hands. And then I'm gonna have you go like this. You're gonna start to bend the knee in. And then after you bend your knee in, you're gonna reach back. You're gonna feel a nice open stretch across the front of your collarbone and shoulder. And then you're gonna relax your forehead on the back of your hand. Tailbone stretches long away from you. And I want you to just slowly start to lift up your thigh away from the mat, but your hip is still on it. And I want you to breathe here. So you're breathing in, and then you're breathing out. Tailbone long. Feel how nice that feels in the front of your hip. The psoas, and then the quadricep, the front of your thigh. Our psoas is a very deep muscle in our body. It goes through the pelvic floor. It's going to insert into your back vertebra. So when you get super tight in those hips, that's why your back can also hurt. And I just had to realign my knee. I got pain in my knee. The mind has to have the awareness of the body to readjust when necessary. So you realign. And then I'm also going to grab my ankle now, go a little deeper and flex my foot. And then that just helped my knee a little bit more. Tailbone long. Inhale. And exhale. We want to keep that low back decompressed so we don't arch and lift our hips off the mat. Gently release. And then I just want you to go like this for a second. Rock side to side across back of hips and pelvis. Excellent. And then I'm just going to turn around when I do the other side. Ooh, ow, ow. I don't want to do that again. I'm just going to do a slight adjustment of my mat. I have like 10 Pilates mats stacked over there, so I don't have the utilization of that space. So I'm just going to bring my yoga mat this way. All right, and then come back this way. So now I'm going to do my other leg. So your legs are together. Your hips are firm on your mat. Basically, I'm going to show you what to avoid. When you go to bend your leg up in the air, avoid doing this because you can see how it compresses this part together. So this part needs to stay nice and long. And then you're going to bend this leg in. Relax your forehead on back of hand. Reach, grab your ankle. Feel how it's really nice to open up this chest and shoulder, collarbone. And I'll just stay here and breathe. I keep my hip on the mat, but I'm lifting through the front of my thigh. Stay here and breathe. Breathing in, breathing out. Tailbone long. Get that deep stretch in the front of your hip and thigh. Tailbone long. If you want to experience a slightly different sensation, you can grab your ankle, flex your foot. Inhale, exhale. Feel that openness in the front of the hip socket. Tailbone long. Breathing in, breathing out. One more deep inhale. Softly release. We're going to release that leg, and then I'm going to take you into a bow posture. So I was preparing you to go deeper into the front of the hips. And then earlier we did that little, I didn't take you into wheel back bend, but I started to stretch you mid-back between your shoulder blades. So I just wanted to get into your upper back for a stretch. And then I know I said I was doing lower body. We are doing lower body. And to get into the front of your hips, it's going to entail being a little open in the mid-back between your shoulder blades too. So I kind of have a method to my madness. So here, your tailbone's long, your hip bones are secure and firm on the mat. You just reach back, grab your ankle, chest open, reach back, grab your other ankle, your chest is open. And then you're going to inhale and just feel open across shoulders and chest, and then exhale. And then you're just going to breathe in. Relax shoulders so they don't hike. Breathe in, tailbone long. Stay here for a few more breaths. Really open the front of those thighs, hips. Stretch those thighs. Open the front of the hips. If you want to go a little deeper, you can flex your feet, grab your ankles, go a little higher. If it feels like it's compressing shoulders, neck, or back, go back to this version and just keep the open, spacious feeling. Stay here and breathe. Or go deeper, whatever feels right. Listen to your body. Have that awareness, that connection, mind-body for yourself, so you can always scale back or increase forward depending on what your body needs in that very moment. Breathing in, Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. And gently we're going to release now. Awesome. And just rock side to side. Release your hips. Take your forehead to backs of hands. Just gently rock side to side. Release your neck. Now I'm going to ask you to take your hands directly under the shoulders. And I want you to press up to your hands and your knees. And then when you press up to your hands and your knees, you're just going to elevate up like that. And then I want you to sit straight back, hips over heels, for a little rest pose. So you're going to go back into a rest pose where your toes could either be curled under like you're standing on them, or you could be straight back like that. I'm trying to see how I can do it. There we go. So I'm not directly on my ripped up knee. So we're gonna pull the heart through and just stretch, stretch, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Stretch the sits bones behind you. Keep pulling your heart forward and through. And inhale. And exhale. Just stretch part. You're letting out a deep sigh. Just let it go. Just let it go. Deep sigh, let the air out of you. Good. One more. Just let that area mid-back just totally release. Sits bones reach back behind you. Just trying to work through any blocks of energy. Exhale. Feel that low back, release. One more time, feel your low back, release. All right, gently walk your hands under the shoulders. Maybe stay here for a couple cycles of breaths. Inhale. Exhale, relax those shoulders, upper mid back. Inhale. Exhale. And one more time, breathing in. Exhale. Softly press down into your palms and elevate head away from your tailbone, lifting up. All right. And now I just want you to take your feet directly underneath you like this. And then it's like you're just going to put your weight for a second into those toes, into the top part of your foot. The toes are the phalanges. The metatarsals are the bones that are right under the toes. So you're kind of pressing into that spot right now. Just to release tension. Inhale, exhale. It can be intense for some of us, more so than others. Inhale, exhale, and gently release. Excellent. And then we're just going to crisscross the ankles and just bring our feet through. And then I'm just going to ask you to do a little butterfly where you bring your feet together. And maybe you'll move the legs for a second like this, just to get them moving for a sec. Good. And then once you finish with that, just think of the tops of your feet. I like to create a rotation like this, like I'm wringing out a towel from the femur bone down to the tibia, and then we've got the tibia, the fibula. Like I want you to rotate your bones up and out, like away from you. And as you're rotating your bones away, you'll notice how things just sink deeper. So we're just gonna sit tall for a moment, sinking into those sits bones you're sitting on. You'll feel that crease right in front of the hip and the thigh. Just let the tension ease out. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. There's something really freeing about running with your feet in the sand, barefoot. I don't know what it is, but it's just great. Everything seems good then. Just going to the beach, it can change your perspective, just makes you feel peaceful, like one with the universe. Breathing in, breathing out. I'll take you into diamond just because it'll anatomically be a little easier for you to hinge over the hips, over your thighs, from the hips, I should say. So you just kind of move your feet away from you a little bit more. And then you're gonna start to like lift the front of the rib cage up away from the front of those two hip bones. Create a little space in there. And then we're just gonna come over our legs. I have my computer on my yoga block, but I have something else back here. And I'm just gonna grab this blanket. And just coming forward. Oh, there we go. And just chill out here for a second. One more time. Do a little chill out here with me. Hopefully you're still with me. If you stayed with me up until this point, you're gonna really feel like you received some benefits tonight. You'll feel more calm, more peaceful, and your joints will feel more open, loose. They have space, they have room. And you'll feel like your spine is also more free from your hip flexors getting stretched. Breathing in, breathing out. You'll notice it's a little easier now to hinge forward. Usually I don't go this way, but after doing the stuff we did in succession, it kind of was helpful to get things to loosen even more, to allow this forward motion over the thighs. Keep the spine reaching long. Protect your middle back. Your heart pulls through the arms. You'll feel some space energetically opening up into those hips. Just enjoy that spacious feeling. That's you decompressing. Let's take one more deep inhale. Slowly lengthen, 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 lengthen. Excellent. And then once you come up, bring the knees in, side to side for a second. Oh, that always feels so good. And then I just want you to cross your ankles now for a moment. I'm just gonna cross the ankles. And then I just want you to maximal length. Take one hand, and then you're just gonna slowly turn, look over your shoulder for a second, so you're lengthened. Just gonna turn, stretch through the mid-back. I have my client calling right now, so I need to go. Thank you for joining. I have a remote client online. I'll see you soon, everyone. Peace. Bye.